In the recent budget, right, there is an increase in property tax for owner-occupied properties.
Yeah. So let's see. Of course, this affects almost pretty much everyone in Singapore. So let's find out how does it really impact you financially.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
Sean.
And together we are the co-founders of
Quadrant.
So today we are going to be talking about the property tax rate, right, for owner-occupied properties. So let's take a look, right, from 2022 and before, right, the tax rate is that for the first 8,000, right, the tax rate is 0%, and subsequent, right, for the next 47,000 is 4%, and for then every $15,000 increase, right, the tax rate increases by 2%, up to a max of 16%.
Okay.
However, after with this new latest budget, right, from 2024 onwards, right, the tax rate for the first 8,000 is still going to be 0%.
Yes.
For the next 22,000, right, it's going to be 4%.
Same, yeah.
So in other words, for the first 30,000, right, there is going to be no change.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's pretty much the 1 bedroom, close to 2 bedroom, and all the HDBs lah.
Yes, that's
Not much
absolutely
change.
right.
Okay.
So subsequently, right, for other like increments, right, there's going to be like higher and higher tax rates up to the above this 100k, right, it's going to be 32%. That is pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
So let's put this into an example, right? Like for example, you see in this chart over here.
Okay.
If you're looking at HDB, right, the annual value of 10,000,
Yeah.
there is going to be no change in the property tax payable.
That's good.
Yeah. So in other words, right, this scheme it's not targeted towards HDB owners in general.
Yeah. So from what I see, what it really targets is actually the luxury condominiums, very, very big GCBs, maybe detached houses, GCBs, right? And perhaps more towards the I don't know what else. What else do you think back?
It actually, there's a hidden message over here, which is that it's actually targeted more at condo owners than landed property owners. Yeah. Let's say, for example, if you're looking at a 4-bedroom condo unit, right? Like, what do you think is the average rental for?
I would say it will probably be in the range of 4,000.
4,000
average, yeah.
So it's gonna be about almost 50,000
grand,
annual value. So when you look at these numbers, right, there is gonna be some increases in the annual value. But however, if you look at a 4-room, if you look at a landed property, right, that has 4 rooms or more.
Yep.
What do you think will be like the annual value?
Because I'm exactly in that position, right? So my annual value is actually not very high. It was around 50,000.
50,000. So if you think about it, right, your property is worth at least like 5 to 6 million, right?
Yes, 6 million.
6 million, but for a 4-room condo unit, right, it's worth
also 1.5.
Yeah, so for a 1.8
lah. Okay, 1.8.
1.8 million condo unit and a 6 million landed property, right?
Same eh.
You're paying the same property tax. So today, right, if given a choice, right, in just purely in terms of property tax, you would rather go for the landed, right?
That's true.
For more space, you pay less taxes.
Yeah, I mean, for some of you guys might not understand why is this possible. Right? Maybe I can give you a bit more insight. Yeah, because when talk about landed property, there's no context in terms of is it a 1-story landed property or is it a 3.5-story landed property, and that's something, once again, annual value is always used based on the average. So when you buy a landed property, what you're really buying is the land. So there isn't a context in terms of is this landed property, is it a 3.5 story, is it 2 stories, is it 1 story? Because of that, and many landed properties in Singapore is actually I call it old money lah. Because of that, the rental is not very high because it's not very high, therefore a lot of the annual values for landed property actually is pretty low. Alright,
let me give you some happy news for you, right, and some sad news for you, for myself, and some golden nuggets for everyone.
Yes.
So
coming me happy.
Okay, for my family shop house, right?
Okay.
The annual value is low because it's on the land, right?
That's true. Yeah.
However, because it's tenanted out, IRAS took a view that it will be based on my tenancy agreement contract.
Oh, seriously?
Yes. So I received a letter from IRAS.
Oh, no shit, really?
And they mark it up to my rented value.
What?
So the tax rate, right, is not based on the very low annual value along the street. It's based on my tenancy agreement. It is higher than the street.
Oh, wow. Is this something that pretty much only really happens in the shop house range?
I just got the letter this month.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this month. So
wow.
Yeah. So maybe I should charge the tenant higher. Okay. However, right, but since you're staying in the owner occupied, right, then IRAS cannot detect whether how much is it really worth.
That's true. Yeah.
So sucks for me, good for you.
Yeah, it's good for me, right? So I think the key context is over here is that if you think about it, the landed properties, I would say the terrace homes, the semi-Ds, actually we are largely not too impacted lah. Right, but then for condominiums, because there's just so many rental data around and all of them is built on strata itself, right? I think it's pretty much a sure hit in terms of this change. But then of course, then we want to look at also what happens if you own a 3-bedroom condo, let's say in Punggol, versus what happens if you own a 3-bedroom in core central region, let's say in Orchard Road. Very different, annual value will be very different, right? So in this scenario, of course, what's going to really impact is those condos in the core city region, because I believe those annual value, I see 3-bedrooms are easily renting out 7,000, 8,000 a month. That will bring us up to close to like 100 grand a year annual value, and 100 grand annual value. What's the impact?
Above 100 grand, right? It's going to be at 32%.
Oh my God.
If you're talking about almost near the 100 grand, right, it's 26% property tax. In the past, right, it's way lesser than 20%.
So that's like almost double.
Yes. So in other words, right, it's going to be impacting homeowners, right, that is staying in the ultra luxurious
condominiums. Yeah. And also probably the GCB lah.
The GCB.
Because it doesn't matter if GCB is 1-story or 3-story lah.
I
mean to rent a GCB is not going to be cheap, right?
My take is that if you're staying in the GCB, then this property tax is chump change.
That's true lah. Don't get all this lah. So no lah. So overall, the key general message is this, that today, if you are living in more mass market lah, alright, 3-bedroom condo, 4-bedroom condo, you guys are impacted, but very minimally, right? Even those who are living in terrace homes, semi-Ds, I would say that we are impacted very minimally. So what is really impacted is really 2 classification, or maybe 3 classifications, since you gave a very good example. One is shophouses.
Sadly,
residential
shophouses, because these are actually property tax on there is property tax changes, right, on residential properties.
So next would also be the GCBs, or maybe detached home.
The higher value, bungalows, detached homes,
detached home, and of course lastly is the core central region, 3-bedroom, 4-bedrooms, especially because those are easily fetching 7 grand, 8 grand in terms of rental income. So other than that, you guys really do not need to be too concerned about this. Right?
Ultimately, right, the negative is once again for the
potential
for the more wealthy, more affluent owners of these properties who are staying in it.
That's true.
So in the long run, right, my take is that it's going to depress the demand, because as someone that's going to be staying in the 7,000 or 8,000 unit, right, you have a choice. You can choose to either rent the unit or you can choose to buy it. So if the property tax is going to be so high, why not just rent it instead?
That's true.
Sadly, that means the property value may come down because the demand for buying may come down.
So once again, I talk about short-term impact versus long-term impact. Short-term impact, we might see it might have small potential impact to the core city region luxury condominiums. Probably those in the 2 million, 3 million, 4 million range and above. Whereas actually I see it having a positive impact into the terrace homes.
Yes.
Maybe even
semi-Ds. Positive impact for the 1-bedroom, the 2-bedroom condo units.
Condominiums, right? So that's short term. But in long term, once again, if you look at it in the long view, this will become a norm one day. And I don't think it will have a big impact overall, because it might temporarily suppress down the property prices in those categories I mentioned. But in long term to come, I think that price will still go up. But I think given this property tax increment, I would say that more and more Singaporeans will start probably looking away from property as a potential investment asset class in Singapore especially, and perhaps they start looking at potentially like commercial properties, which is not impacted yet, right?
Commercial, industrial, overseas, or non-property related investments.
Or non-property investment like equities and things like that. Whereas Singapore residential property will just slowly become more and more for owner-occupied. If you want to invest, it's like 1 or 2 bedders. And I think that's overall still a healthy thing for Singapore. It's a healthy thing in Singapore. But the key here is that, of course, once again, we want to really look at investment as a whole portfolio, and do not just box yourself up to must invest in Singapore residential property. There's still so many things to invest in, right? And of course, balance out a property portfolio with just industrial property, commercial property, who knows, even retail might come up in future. I will discuss that later on, right? In future. All right, and of course, your overseas properties as well. Yeah.
So once again, we hope you are learning something from this video, and I'm Ivan, and make sure you subscribe and give us a thumbs up to this video.
Yes, so see you guys next week.
See you. Bye.